Hello and welcome to my channel Cosmic Reiki. This is Shoto. I did not imagine my channel beginning in quite the way that it has, but I think the universe has its way of making us a channel, and literally a channel, and doing things which are for the best. Now for a little note on the name of the channel, Cosmic Reiki. Well, it took not a lot of thinking, but a lot of searching to get the right kind of tenor. And may I say that cosmic to me is the unitedness of the entire universe, the oneness of the universe, and the fact that we are all made of stardust. What is really fantastic is that today's first card that came out was existence, and it has a very cosmic look about it. So I would be tempted to say that this is indeed a cosmic link. The cosmos is with us, and here we are hoping to channel as many messages as possible that lead towards the Reiki part of the name. Reiki as in ray of sunshine, ray of hope, ray of goodwill, ray of well-being, ray of positivity, and so many more rays that we can think of. And key, I hope that this channel will be a key to wellness, to guidance, to support, to all the people who are in some kind of distress at the moment, all the people, the beings, everything on earth that is transitioning and needs support. May it come from all of us wholeheartedly. Let us be the key to peace and harmony. Having said that, let's begin with the reading. So, the first card, as I said, to emerge was the universe card, and I think it is beckoning us to connect with the universe, not so much the 3D and get caught up in it. And it's amazing how one card has led to the other. So we have this picture of the universe and this lady looking at the sky, wondering about the beauty and the grandeur of the universe, and maybe sometimes wondering about its ways which are not always comprehensible to us. But what is very heartening is that the next card to emerge, I was really taken aback, was the healing card. Lately, we have been talking a lot about healing on so many planes. There has been so much turbulence, so much suffering, so much pain that has come to pass before our eyes, and in a worldwide context, that healing is really required in more ways than one. So this beautiful card is telling us that in whatever way we can bring a spot of healing to those around us, it would help. It could be to plants, it could be to animals, it could be to people around us. Sometimes when we only listen, that helps enormously. And sometimes when we send healing wishes or Reiki, the healing art is what I am alluding to now, it can heal over great distances, and I would like to think across dimensions. So here is healing, and here is healing thought. As one has come to hear and learn over the years, that it takes only a thought to reach whichever being we want to get across to, without the constraints of time and space. The next card, well, there is a lot to say about the healing card. I just hope that by looking at it, you will feel healed, and you can look at it any number of times. And the next card, I'm always amazed by the cards, talks about the here and the now. We are healing in the here and the now. There's the past, there's the present, you can see those signposts, but it's about the now. It's not about the future, it's about right now. And I'm very grateful to one of my friends who has really encouraged me to get going on this. The next card from the here and now is the truth be told card. As you can see, that there is a wise owl opening the windows and letting a lot of flowery love, heart like energy out. So it is the truth which love and compassion uphold, and that is beautiful. Truth allied with love and compassion is beautiful, and each of us, I think, can contribute to this by being in our heart space for a little while in the day, and this in turn be in the heart space here and now, like they say, in the present time. And this contributes to the healing of the plant world, the trees, even if you look at them with loving eyes, the animals, the birds, the rocks, even the crystals, everything is a form of energy. So it's all living, it is existence. So it is about connecting with existence. The next card talks about, maybe, is the truth being perceived just from the yang point of view, which is a very masculine and perhaps worldly, an important part of the balance. But perhaps right now we are leaning too much towards the yang and trying to solve everything through the yang. Needless to say, that alone, even though it's very important, it's an integral part, but that alone cannot heal. So the yang is the component that needs healing right now. And the next card, it says, time for a nap. How beautifully the cards relate to each other. It is only in taking a nap that we find some kind of solace, some kind of relief, some kind of, should I say, break from continuously doing. And it is by taking a nap, by being rested, that we can give fully of ourselves. The too much yang energy can be softened down if we take a nap, stop the overthinking of the mind. And not that one is being judgmental about the overthinking mind. Some people overthink out of compassion, and some out of wanting to get ahead in the 3D world, whatever it might be. It's time to relax, to step back, and not have to drive one's point across time and again, hammer it to say the least. And there is no need, I'm sorry about that, there's no need for going on and on about something which we perhaps know nothing about. And the last card in this row is about deep knowing. I think that's amazing, because when yang gets rested and combines with deep knowing, that is where deep knowing is instinct, intuition, love, compassion. When these come together, it's in fact a yin card, as you would understand. Deep knowing. Sometimes we don't trust the deep knowing, but it is very important. And maybe the deep knowing comes through sometimes in restful times. So the yang can only be balanced if we combine it with the deep knowing. So what we are looking at here is a kind of, to get into a healing state, a healed state, to be one with existence, we need to balance the yang and the yin through restful, compassionate means. And the truth, when related compassionately, is when it finds its home. I drew a few more cards just to see if there were further messages, and I will just take you on to the next row. Now for rows 2 and 3. Somehow they seem to come out in a sequence, so I decided that let's talk about them together. Right below the existence card is the card which talks about burdens. So all of us experience burdens in one form or another, whether we have to carry other people around, or we have to give more of us to something than we can, or we have things passed over in the family, burdens at work, burdens in the family, burdens can be there from various different sources, some unknown too. So, very rightly, the card below burdens is the card on conditioning. This is extremely perceptive on the part of the cards, that how conditioning can be a deep burden within us. Sometimes we are the ones who are different from the rest, and the fact that we are different, the ones who are different for a purpose, but the majority don't see it as such. You can see the animal, the beast, singled out amongst the white. This becomes a burden. In which case, what is it that we can do? The cards are also very perceptive in the fact that they've emerged through the message past lives. Sometimes the burdens are of past lives. Sometimes we feel alone. As you can see that the first card, the burden of conditioning and aloneness match, and are the cards saying that something in our past lives still remain a burden, and maybe we need to look at them and let them go because they make us feel alone and different from the rest. So, in order to get to the new vision, we need to, as you can see, the second card in the second row, you can get to the new vision only when the baggage has been left behind. And one may ask, how would one do that? In a way, I would say the universe assists us in doing that. And sometimes we feel we've been left behind, but it's actually our baggage that has been taken away. So there is a new vision, that is hope shining through right below the healing card, and right next to the here and now is the Lover's card. Now this is a huge message in the center of the spread. It is about love on a huge scale. It is love for the universe, love for everything in it, love for other beings. It is not only romantic love, it is love and compassion. I would like to say the two companions are love and compassion and kindness. It can be romantic love also, which sometimes blooms in most unexpected ways, and which sometimes needs a lot of courage to follow through on. So this may be a message for someone out there. And what the cards show is that from aloneness, we do transition to togetherness on whatever dimension it may be. But togetherness or oneness is there in the universe. Everything is connected and everyone is connected. I think that is the message that is being reiterated. Even though we go through our travails, the burdens, the aloneness, things from the past life which we don't always understand. Some people may help us understand them, but we don't always understand. And I think what is really helpful here is that the past lives comes under the new vision card and under healing. So the message is clearly that we are healing our past lives. We are healing the karma. So as we move on, we find with love and compassion alone may not suffice. We need the courage to stand up, express ourselves like a flower that's blooming on that card. It's an only flower, but it has the courage to bloom. It has the courage to shine its light. And in a few minutes, I will tell you why it's connected to shining your light. And most surprisingly, after that, we get this card of playfulness. I'll just try and zoom in on it. Here's the card. A lot of sparkles, a lot of brightness. Completely amazed me. You know, in the midst of some heavy energy, which most of us have been feeling, where did the sparkle come from? Well, it is about balancing, isn't it? And here we have the card receptivity. So from aloneness we move to togetherness, which has always been there. By opening up our receptive selves, we can do that in the coming few days. These are the messages for the next week or so, and see where are the places that we can be receptive. We may not be familiar with everything, but we can be receptive. And The playfulness card is followed by the flowering card. So after a nap, some sleep, some deep knowing, some rather strong yang energy, we find the yin energy in full bloom. This is extremely encouraging that the yang and the yin show up next to each other, and they show up in this Lover's card too. So it's talking about balancing both energies through love in a very, very wide sense, an all-encompassing sense. And what does that lead us to? It leads us to harmony. Do you see this beautiful blue card which talks about harmony? And then we have a clarification that what we are going through is all an experience. Rather difficult to accept at times when the experiences are not great, but somewhere in that lies a breakthrough. And here we have been talking about yang and yin, and the two coming together in deep knowing and the balance. The cards so far have all talked about balance and knowing, and lo behold, we get this card, which is supreme harmony or integration. I'm always surprised. The yang card came out, then the yin card came out. This flowering card is the yin card, and here the whole purpose of this card reading seems to be moving towards this unimaginable integration, beauty for those who can see it, and the oneness, the togetherness, which is being, I think, repeated in the message, that the yin without the yang cannot survive, the yang without the yin cannot survive, and the two together bring a beautiful, beautiful universe or world. A few more cards, they just came out, so I thought I'd share them with you. And it is the new life card. So we are all looking at a new life within this life, or on whichever dimension we are. So have a great week. Look at the beautiful things in your life, and let's meet again soon. Till then, lots of love. Bye.